Finally tonight, a new film shot in just 6 days follows an identity fraudster posing as a casting director who preys on actors desperate to win their big break. Casting Kill was filmed in the capital and looks at the sinister side of the acting industry. Well, Tanya has been catching up with the lead actor and the producer to find out more about the storyline and what it was like making a film in such a short time.
How did the audition go?
Yeah, I should get the call back.
Well, this place is somewhat modest, but kind of cozy, wouldn't you say?
It's not like he's gonna murder me or anything.
To tell you the truth, I'm a staunch advocate of Me Too.
Well, it's about a Hollywood casting director who is undertaking a kind of a sinister roadshow, although the actors don't realise it's sinister. He's travelling the country and auditioning actors for the next big Hollywood production. Unbeknownst to them, of course, this guy is a fraud and he has ulterior motives beyond simply auditioning actors. So some actors will audition with Arthur Capstone and they might lose a little bit of money and their dignity, and others might lose their lives. So that's it in a nutshell. The idea of Casting Kill was born in the pandemic. James Smith, who's the director, he pitched the idea to me of shooting a feature film in one location. And the idea just sort of came from there. And we developed this film as a horror, but more in the smart horror genre, like more Hitchcockian. So it's not a slasher and there's no zombies or vampires, but it's more psychological.
And now, Rob, you play the leading role. What can you tell us?
We are passionate, we are hungry, we are Scotsmell.
You got big axe all of this, boss?
When I hired you, I assumed you're going to bring along your own tools. In the storeroom, box at the bottom. Arthur Capstone is an incredibly creepy guy, and I'm quite the opposite in real life. So getting into that character and trying to sort of find that within myself was quite a challenge. And I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, about how I sort of got into that sort of feeling, and I spent a lot of the time walking around Parsons Green listening to the Cape Fear score, which any sort of movie buffs watching this would know that it's very, very sort of creepy. And I found myself like kind of sort of walking up behind people, but obviously not doing anything, and just, I don't know, just getting that feeling of creepiness through the music, because I'm a DJ as well, so music is one of my biggest passions. So I find a lot of things through life in music. So that really helped me turn into the character, and I listened to it every morning on the way to the studio to shoot the film, just to get me in that sort of creepy zone. One thing I am very good at is spotting fresh talent. When I was watching them film, people sort of sat outside waiting to go into the audition. I've obviously experienced that many times myself, that sort of nervous feeling and not sort of knowing what they're going to ask you to do when you walk into the room. It's quite an uneasy feeling. So obviously for the characters who were coming in to see me, they were put even more on edge by my demeanour when they walked through the door. And I do my very best to make them feel very uncomfortable throughout the audition process. And obviously I don't want to give anything away to anybody who might see the film, but I don't do some very nice things. So I'm sure a lot of the actors or characters in the film were leaving my studio with a bad taste in their mouth.
So we were very lucky to find it was actually a photographer studio in Hatton Garden, but it's subterranean. And It was amazing. It had the main studio space, but it had all these creepy corridors as well. And, you know, you'd access it going down these iron steps, and it just fit the bill perfectly. So that was our main location. We did film around the corner in Bleeding Heart Yard for external scenes, but predominantly we shot the film in 6 days. And for 5 of those days, we were in the studio, in our subterranean lair, where Arthur Capstone lured those poor unsuspecting actors.
Unless you step aside, I'll put word around so that you never audition again.
I don't want to get involved with the police. I want a role in this movie. I need it.
I'm really into horror. I mean, totally into it. I've got to be killed in one, though.
There we go, Cast and Kill is having its London premiere tonight. Right, there's just time now for a final check on the weather before we go. It's staying dry overnight with lows of 4 degrees.